I'm so grateful for you all being here today. If you could just take a moment to introduce each of yourselves and let us know your role with the sponsorship group at St. John Lutheran Church.
So I'm Pastor Albert Romkema. I am the pastor here. I've been here for 7 years, and my role is to inspire and work with the people from this community to create the desire to help out with this project that we're involved with. The Jokhadars coming here.
I'm Jennifer Neville, and I'm a member of St. John's, and I've been a member for a long time, and I'm a friend of Gary's because we're co-workers, and we heard about this project through a friend of ours, which Gary will talk about.
And I'm Gary Serviss. I was a co-worker with Jennifer Neville at Pan A and Valor High School, and we kind of stumbled across this opportunity through a memory project.
Okay, so let's get into this massive initiative. Gary, can you share how the story of the Jokhadar family first came to your attention and what inspired you and Jennifer to take the lead on their resettlement?
Okay, so back in 2017, Jennifer and I were both teaching at Valor High School, and I stumbled down a wormhole on the internet and found this memory project, which was run by a gentleman named Ben Schumacher out of Wisconsin. And what it basically entailed was he got high school art classes to take photographs of orphans and refugees all over the world. And then these art classes would paint or draw portraits of these young children. And then the portraits would be hand-delivered by Ben Schumacher to the various refugee camps or orphanages all over the world. So we had been doing that, Jennifer and I, with her art classes for several years. And Ben was over at a refugee camp in Jordan, the Sahari refugee camp, and he met the Jokhadar family. And they were such a nice family and great people that he wanted to repatriate them, bring them to North America. But unfortunately in the United States, an individual cannot sponsor a refugee. So just offhand, he asked Jennifer and I, would you be able to bring these wonderful people to Canada? And Jennifer and I kind of looked at each other and thought, well, it's quite an undertaking, but let's do it. And we needed a sponsorship organization to help us, and that's where Jennifer suggested we should go through her church and the Canadian World Lutheran Relief. Yeah, and that's how it all started. Basically through Ben introducing us to the family through Zoom meetings and through pictures. And we met them virtually and thought, what a great opportunity to bring all of these folks here to Petawawa, Ontario, Canada.
You make it sound like it was such a simple decision. And Jennifer, so how has the Petawawa community responded to the call for support? Can you offer us any examples of particularly heartwarming stories or significant contributions?
So when Gary and I talked about this, and I mentioned it to Pastor about sponsoring this family to come to Petawawa, I wasn't on council then. And he said, well, the congregation needs to vote. And so Gary came to church with me, and we presented the story of this family, and our congregation voted. And overwhelmingly, they said, yes, this is something that we want to do. So at that point, it was a family of 4. It was one of the brothers with his wife and 2 children. And so then once the vote was yes, Gary and I put it out to the community in December, and we needed about $30,000 to support this family for a year, and by March we had over $38,000. So that was the Petawawa community and our congregation donating, and it was that quick that we had the money raised. And so we've had people out of the blue just ask, okay, what can we do? How can we help? And we have, like Pastor will talk about certain individuals too, how we have members of our church who are in the process of creating quilts for the family, and we've had all kinds of different fundraisers with the OPP that have helped at a chili lunch that they raised money again for this family. And we've had offers from restaurants, local restaurants, if you want to have a meeting or feed the family or whomever that will pitch in and help.
Lots of big hearts in the Ottawa Valley, aren't there?